I always wait for it to go through, but sometimes you wonder if you're on live stream already, you know? Okay, so that is us live. So we can get started, Poppy, because it's a bit different today, isn't it?
Yep, we've got well, we're going to be reviewing some amazing content that's been shown previously, and I'm really excited to see the work behind this leader,
Mm.
and their innovation is incredible. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the Sustainable Leadership series has been going for years, and we've interviewed some amazing people like we're going to showcase today. And so we have an area at the center where you can watch all these videos. So every time we interview a leader in sustainable business, we put the videos in a kind of vault. And then our members of the center, because we're all about knowledge dissemination, they get access to that vault. And the cooperative membership is only $2 a year because we are all about democratizing sustainable knowledge and also sustainable finance. So basically, that's what we're going to show you today. We're going to unlock a part of the vault. But I wanted to take this opportunity to say something beautiful that has been happening at the center has been Poppy here is one of our members, has been taking over a host role. So our guest speakers get a chance to spend time with Poppy, which is great. And so we've decided to do a bit of a co-hosting thing. What do you think, Poppy?
Yeah, it's well, it's an honor and a pleasure really to be in this space and have an opportunity to open up, meet leaders who are bringing through innovation and sharing that space in a way that is relaxed. And we have an opportunity to just chat with inspiring leaders that bringing change in the world right from the ground up, really. And sometimes it's the most simplest things, the most practical things that you could do immediately that can have an impact is what we're really looking at in this space. So it's making it accessible, I feel, and really to be inspired by what you can achieve and that we're not alone. I think that's the other thing, because sometimes you see things and it's like, how on earth can one person achieve that? But actually, it's not really ever just one person. And that's what I love about this space and what the centre is doing and bringing forward to share this information, share each other's wealth of knowledge in a relaxed environment as well, because we need that. We need a bit of downtime.
Mm. And what I love about Poppy and I is that I'm completely different than Poppy. I'm like a full throttle kind of get it done, boom, kind of person, right? And Poppy is just a perfect balance to me. So we want to bring a lot more of this kind of discussions between us as well to you. So if you're watching this, put in the comments of this video, what things do you want us to cover around sustainability? What things do you want us to uncover? What things do you want to, in a relaxed but supercharged as well by me and relaxed with Poppy, like bringing it into some deep understanding. What do you want to learn? What do you think is missing for you as a small business owner or as a fast growth company thinking how do I implement something quick that's not going to cost me so much time but will save me, especially energy costs is what we're hearing repeatedly is energy costs and saving operational costs that you're feeling the pain. We hear that, right? And we want to, I mean, Shania here has been helping us reach out to our whole mailing list to ask, what do you want? Because some of our guys have really hit home with some of our people on our mailing list. And we want to make sure we're giving you really easy to implement, easy to ground, like Poppy said, in a relaxed way, like not a judgmental way, like you should be doing this, you should just like, how can we help? How can we help with the knowledge that we've got and the collective knowledge of our cooperative? How can we help so that you can implement sustainable best practice? And you can see, like we'll just get to the video right now, how powerful one person can be, how powerful a change that one person said. And I said in my LinkedIn post, if you go and see Shan Young CHC on LinkedIn, you'll see the post of all the updates since this video we're about to release from the vault has happened. And that started with one person. Yeah. So never think, and I hear it a lot, oh, what can I do? I'm just a small business. I don't use a printer, is the one I hear a ton of times. So we have a data management guide. Check on our website if you're interested in anything like that. Sustainableaction.net, right? So that's why we're here. And Poppy and I want to know, what do you want us to uncover? Who do you want us to get as a guest? Because we're very good at getting amazing guests. We had a UNESCO chair here last month. Yeah. So who do you want to speak to? Because we also have opportunities for you to access the speakers in our VIP room. So I'm going to stop talking and share the video of Naman Gupta of Code Effect. And this human being, when he was interviewed, just touched my heart. He's been interviewed by Dr. James, and when the cooperative was very new, you know. So let me share this for you guys, for you to enjoy what I enjoyed when I got the chance to attend this interview. So does everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Sustainability Leadership Series. I am Shan Young. I'm the CEO of the Centre for Sustainable Action. And I'm really excited about today's episode because we have been in conversation with our guest for quite a while because we're so inspired by his work that we had to just reach out. Now, it's going to be an interview style today, just very relaxed because we really want to hear Naman Gupta's story about COVID efforts. And I'm going to hand you over to Dr. James and enjoy the series. Any questions, put them in the comment because we'll be here for you, answering them or sending them in to Naman to answer for you. Over to you, Dr. James.
Thank you very much, Ms. Young, for kicking off this particular presentation. It's my pleasure as a director of the Center for Sustainable Action to also introduce my esteemed colleague, Ms. Veronica Eubanks, who will tell us a little bit about her role as a leader within our cooperative.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Veronica Eubanks, and I joined the Centre for Sustainable Action because I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I wanted to help create change that results in a safer, more fair and productive and beautiful world. So that's why I joined. Behind that, why did I join? Or what are the benefits to me? Well, the benefits to me is that I can access resources. I can access the SDG app, which I'm sure you'll find out more about, which is absolutely amazing. I can contribute my expertise and I can contribute to the pool of fantastic courses that are relevant and really useful for anyone joining the CSA as a member. There's also an element of collaboration and cooperative that engenders reciprocity. So in other words, you can put in, but you can also take out. And there's so much more I could tell you, but obviously we have an esteemed guest today, so I'm not going to take up any more of the time, but do get in touch with CSA. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Veronica, thank you for that endorsement of what we do at the Center for Sustainable Action. And as Veronica said, we are cooperative, meaning that each member is an owner as well. And speaking about cooperatives and about collaboration, we have our guest speaker, and I should say I might more term him as being guest lecturer because we have a lot to learn from this gentleman. His name is Mr. Naman Gupta. He's the CEO of Code Efforts. And Naman, could you reach out to our audience and tell them a little bit about yourself and your journey as an entrepreneur today?
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. James, for having me here. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Veronica. I came to know that you are a mother and a grandmother. So that's a great achievement for you, I must say. Everybody, I'm from India. So in India, we start by saying namaste. So namaste, people. I am Naman Gupta. I am the director of Code Effort Private Limited. Code Effort company, we started this company in 2018, and it's almost 4 years. We'll turn 4 in this month, 25th. So it's been a rocking journey for us since these 4 years, and we started our venture in India in 2018. Right now, we have expanded to more than 250 districts in India, plus we started our operations overseas also. We have started in the eastern part, to be specific, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Vietnam. So in the coming time, we are hoping to expand to more and more regions, and I'm glad to be a part of the Center for Sustainable Action. Like everybody said, that we are here to cooperate, not to compete, and we are here to build a sustainable future. So I would love to hear from you all, and instead of giving just a lecture or something, I would like you all to put up questions, whatever comes to your mind, and I'm here to help you, and I'm here to discuss with you all so that we can build a positive and a carbon neutral future. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Naman, thank you for that, that warm welcome to our viewing audience and to me as well. I'm fascinated by your journey. How did you, arrive at this particular point in your life? What influenced you and in your journey? For me, sustainability is a natural move from, a position of understanding, my place as an individual in the wider universe. So for me, sustainability has a wider spiritual element. So I like to find out exactly what is your intrinsic motivation, what's your values, that led you to begin Code Efforts.
Right. So, like you mentioned that sustainability is a deep concept. It's not, I can say in my experience that sustainability is not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? And the biggest motivation that has been in my experience and through my journey has been the cooperative nature and the meeting the like-minded people who are willing to put in their efforts. And there are a lot of people who are looking and who are bringing up such an amazing uh, technology and ideas into reality that can solve the problems of the society at a larger scale, and even help the environment and the nature. Because we, before an entrepreneur or anything, we are humans. So as a human, we need to look after our nature, because if we play with the nature can destroy us within a second. Like even today also there is a lot of COVID cases happening. Like you see, such a small tiny virus particle can destroy the human body within a second, and it can grasp the entire humanity in a wink of an eye. So it's a wake up call. And sustainability to me means that we need to put in continuous efforts so that we can build a holistic approach towards sustainability. And in my journey, when we started in 2018, like I mentioned. So at that time, because cigarettes, we are into cigarette waste management and recycling. So cigarette is a very sensitive topic in India, to be precise. We started in India. So in India, cigarette is very sensitive. And it should be, because it doesn't solve any purpose. It has various adverse effects on the health and the environment. But because there are people who are looking for solutions either to quit smoking or even they are trying to dispose of their waste wisely so that it does not reach up to the landfills and it does not destroy the environment. So that made us look for a solution, and that made us build a complete ecosystem wherein we were able to collect these cigarette butts from wherever we could in India and then possibly recycle it into various finished premium upcycle products.
Okay, so thank you for that, that personal insight into your motivations, your intrinsic motivations and values for, creating code efforts. But why cigarette butts? Even though cigarette butts are all pervasive, they're just similar to paper visually. Why cigarette butts? What makes cigarette butts a huge environmental issue from your perspective, and from your research?
Okay. So this is a very deep question for me because even we are a population of more than 8 billion, I must say, as a whole in this planet Earth. So I can say that even not even 1% of the people know that it is made out of non-biodegradable plastic items. The fiber that we see in the cigarette butts, that looks very similar to cotton. Even because I don't smoke, so even when I started this venture, I used to think before starting this venture that this is cotton and it will degrade and it will get mixed up in the environment and have no harmful effects. But through my research and through various facts, we have noticed and we have observed that cigarette butts are the number one littered single-use plastic. There are more than 4.5 trillion cigarette butts being littered every year, not just in total, every year. 4.5 trillion cigarette butts are being contributed to the landfills, and there is no solution as such. Even in the developed countries or underdeveloped countries, there are very less or no solutions available to this problem of cigarette butts. So when we started, it was not that we have to become some cool or some we need to start something funky or something different, and we had to recycle it cigarette because if we didn't recycle these cigarette butts, then nobody would have done this. Are you getting me? So we started this concept of cigarette waste management and recycling because it was important not just for the environment but from the economic and from the society's perspective also, because through our business not even a single cigarette butt that was getting recycled. Today we can proudly say that we have reached to more than 1.5 to 2% of the total waste that is being generated in India within 4 years, and we have still a long way to go. So it's just that it's a matter of time and just a spark that needs to be ignited in the people's mind that cigarette butt is also a problem, and I can say it is very lethal for the environment because of its toxicity, because of the microplastic problems that it can create if it comes in contact with the land and the water. So it is the need of the minute that we should start taking action and we should start building solutions in those kinds of waste which are either non-recyclable or such items which other people or other recyclers are not taking care of, because it is our duty. So that is my take on why cigarette butts need to be recycled, because I have to recycle it. There's nothing, no option available with us apart from that.
Right. So, for you, it's a sense of duty. That you're trying to prevent what is considered to be a very toxic and environmentally dangerous issue around microplastics, which we'll come to later on. The whole microplastics question that is slowly affecting life on our planet. Now, aside from the microplastics issue, could you explain to us in your own words, what is your ecosystem? You spoke about this cigarette butt ecosystem. What sort of processes do you use? Because we want our audience to understand that how you're using best practices in terms of recycling and upcycling this particular waste stream. So explain to us your business philosophy and the processes that you're working with.
Okay. So this is my favorite part, I must say, because I spent a lot of time and a lot of efforts in building this business model that I'll be sharing to you right now, and all the people who are viewing us and will be viewing later on. So before telling our process, let me first tell you what code effort means. Code effort, the if you see the name code effort, it sounds very techy, something related to coding or something related to AI. But code effort is a collective effort to conserve our depleting environment. Code has a full form, that is conserving our depleting environment. So code
Brilliant.
effort is a yeah. So code effort is a collective effort to conserve our depleting environment by recycling cigarette butts into premium upcycle products. So this is the philosophy and the name why we chose code effort, because I, as an individual, I cannot build a business on my own alone. I need a team. And that is why we named it code effort, because it is a collective effort. It is a joint effort of all the people. Even you, I can say that you are a part of my organization now, because you are creating awareness regarding cigarette butts through your platform, and whoever is watching, they are also a part of my business, because they will be promoting our business if they like us, and if they feel that cigarette butts also need to be addressed, and this is also a problem that needs to be tackled at a larger scale. Now I'll explain you how we do our business and how we work out on our business model of cigarette waste management and recycling in code efforts. So at code efforts, we follow a 3P process. These 3Ps are: first one is to procure the cigarette butts. The second P is to process, or you can say to recycle the cigarette butts. And the third P is to produce the final products from the recycled materials. Okay, now I'll explain you much more elaboratively so that you get a fair idea of how we are able to do our business on a larger scale, and how we have built a holistic business out of these cigarette butts. So coming to the first P, procure. Now, to procure these cigarette butts, it has a hidden value, that is people. To procure the cigarette butts, it is people driven, because to procure these cigarette butts are abundant. It is available at each and every place. You can find it in the Pacific Ocean. You can find it in the Himalayas also, because smoking is common. It is available everywhere, and people are used to consuming this product. So to procure these cigarette butts at a large scale and in an efficient manner, we collaborate with people who can help us in accumulating these cigarette butts at a larger scale. These people are volunteers. These people are cigarette vendors who are selling these cigarette butts through their shops. These people are corporate companies who have a specific smoking zone or a smoking room in their offices, or they are providing some area so that people can smoke their cigarettes at a particular place. Even these people are other small scale individuals who want to do a business and want to manage the cigarette butts and make money out of it. So to procure these cigarette butts, we target all kinds of people so that we can create a team and we can generate a lot of cigarette butts through wherever we can. We are not restricted to one city. Through our procurement channels, We are currently collecting, or we are procuring more than 1,000 kgs per day currently. When we started in 2018, we were doing only 5 to 10 grams per day. So we have seen a journey from 10 grams to 1,000 kgs per day of procurement level in our 4 years journey. Now, coming to the second P, that is to process. So once we procure the cigarette butts with the help of our volunteers and rack pickers and the other associates who are helping us in procuring these cigarette butts, then once the cigarette reaches to our factory, these cigarette butts, we have more than 70 women located in the same village. We are based in a village. So there are ladies who are unable to go outside to work because of their family chores and other social and economic barriers, because they don't have the right education or the opportunities so that they can work in some MNC or some do some corporate job. So they just sit at their house and they look after their families. So not just we are providing them with livelihood, we are empowering them by giving them cigarette butts so that they can help us in separating these cigarette butts and disintegrating the material into three components. The first component is the tobacco, the other material is the paper, and the third item is the fiber, generally called cellulose acetate in scientific terms. So, with the help of these skilled 70 plus ladies, all women, so we are able to recycle these cigarette butts and separate these cigarette butts at a large scale. We can expand our team depending on the coming years once we expand our business. So, in processing our cigarette butts, we have built an end-to-end solution wherein we have built a technology that can recycle these fibers and make these fibers completely safe to use. So, to recycle these cigarette butts, we use automated machines, and we have made an organic solution through which we can recycle these cigarette butts. Our solution that we use is completely biodegradable, completely skin friendly, and is completely net zero carbon neutral process. So once we recycle the cigarette butts, or once we process the cigarette butts, we move on to the third P, that is to produce. Because procurement and processing does not solve the purpose. Okay. And I forgot to tell you, the process has an hidden value, like I mentioned in procurement, that is people driven. The process that we follow, that process is passion driven, because I am passionate to recycle the cigarette butts. I If in the coming time, if we build a business and it reaches to saturation level, will not limit us to recycling cigarette butts. We will start diversifying and start recycling other items also, because waste is endless. We have endless opportunities in the waste sector. So the process that we have, the second P, is passion driven. I am passionate to recycle these cigarette butts, and if anybody else is not recycling, then also I will put in my time, my efforts, my experience to recycle these cigarette butts and make the environment cleaner and greener for our future generations. Now, coming to the third P, that is to produce. This production, the three components that I told. The first one is the tobacco. So this tobacco is composted. We use aerobic process to decompose the tobacco, and it is generally a 30-day process. So after 30 days, this tobacco gets converted into compost powder, which we sell to the nearby plantations and nurseries. Okay. So, so the second component, that is the paper. From the paper, we produce the first product, that is the mosquito repellents. These mosquito repellents are completely fit to use and very efficient in the domestic use. Now, we would have made a mosquito killer also. we have the knowledge and the experience to develop a mosquito killer. But in our company, as an entrepreneur or as a social organization, we are a cruelty free organization. We don't intend to kill anybody. So our mosquito repellent is also just designed to repel the mosquitoes, not to kill them, so that you can live a mosquito free, or you can have a mosquito free environment, and mosquitoes can roam around outside. We don't intend to kill them also, because we are a cruelty free organization. The second item that we produce from the paper is the recycled paper sheets. We have tied up with one organization that is doing a lot of plantable and recycled paper items from various waste papers and various waste items. So we have tied up with them, and they help us in making recycled paper sheets which are plantable after use. So from the recycled paper that we have made from the cigarette waste paper, we use it in making stationery items such as letterheads, envelopes, brochures, and carry bags. The third item that we have, the third component that we have is the fibers. So from the fibers, we use it as a stuffing material in making home decor and soft toys and various artifacts. So this fiber is used currently as a stuffing, and in the coming time we'll be launching fabrics, air purifiers, buttons, and many more items from these fibers. Now, in a very short nutshell, the third P that I told you of produce is also having a hidden value, that is profitability. Because in order to build a sustainable business, we need to look into economics also. As a business, monetary revenues are also an integral part, so that we can survive in the business. If we are unable to survive in the business, then we cannot build a sustainable business model or sustainable future. So why we are producing these products is to sell these products in the market and build revenues for our business, which we can further invest in expanding and growing our business model. So this is how we recycle the cigarette butts, and I've explained you all the processes that we follow to manage and recycle the cigarette butts into various products.
Okay, thank you for that very fascinating and insightful journey into your business model. You did mention, the three P's as far as you're concerned is people, process, and products, right? What fascinated me is that how the bulk of your workforce are females, right?
Right.
And you did say that how you run a quite relaxed sort of operational hierarchy. Could you explain more about how you help these mostly women grow and develop and maintain both their family life and work-life balance? So explain how you support them.
Right. So in India, I don't know about the Western or the outer India culture, but in India, majority of the ladies know how to stitch. They know how to operate a sewing machine. They don't need any experience, or they don't need any training as such. They know they since centuries in our culture in India. When I was small, also when I was a kid, even when I used to have any cuts in my shirt or any wearables, my mother used to stitch them up. These clothes were not going to any tailor. She was experienced, but she didn't learn that. She learned that from her mother, from my grandma. Okay. So in India, 90% of the ladies know how to stitch, or they know how to run a sewing machine. And in our case, whatever products that we make, that requires a certain amount of sewing, stitching. So that was a win-win situation for us, because all the ladies, because they cannot go outside to to work. So we brought business, or we gave them opportunity at their doorstep. So this solved a lot of problems. First, we got the women to work with us and help us in expanding our product verticals and help us in uh, fulfilling the orders for the finished items. The second problem that got solved is one of the SDGs also of gender equality, that by giving them the opportunity of working with us, they were able to look after their families. And besides looking after their families, they were also able to earn some money so that they can buy something for themselves, or they can help in providing their children for their school fees, or buying some grocery, or any kind of expense for their household work. So that way, this was very helpful for them also and for us also, because in India, we want to build a culture wherein the ladies and the men are considered equal and given the equal opportunities. There should not be any cut or any discrimination with the women. So to tackle this problem, to create a gender equality and to boost the economy, we started approaching these ladies. And I can say that when we started approaching this, only one lady turned up. Okay. In the initial phase, only one lady turned up. We approached to more than 20, 30 ladies, but only one came up and said that I will do that work, and whatever money that you will give me, I'll take that. There's no issue. Once she did the task, and once we paid her the money for the task that she did, the next day she brought in two more ladies with her, because she gained a certain amount of trust that these people, if they are giving me some work, and if I complete that task, they will pay me, because they don't believe till the time they don't get paid, because they don't come from a well educated background. They live in a village. They are rural people. So every business requires a certain amount of trust in the team members. So if one lady was able to trust us, then she became our promoter. And then that particular lady currently is supervising more than 50 ladies under her and making thousands of money every month. The same lady who started working with us 3 years back, now she is supervising more than 50 ladies. So that is the journey. Besides us, not just me, the journey that I have seen, or the experience that I have collected through this venture of cigarette waste management, I can say that by collaborating with us, other people have also gained experience. And the people who are working with us, they also didn't know that cigarette butts were also recyclable. So it was something new for not just me, but for our team members also. But through the collective efforts and through the teamwork, we were able to tackle each and every problem and build our business from step by step and brick by brick. So this is how we empower and we have built a team.
Yeah, that this is a very beautiful and engaging, story that you shared with us, and thanks for sharing us that story. What what brings into mind is this whole concept that you have pioneered in terms of cigarette butt management. It may seem to be a scientific anomaly that we need to manage cigarette butts, but that aside, you've also extended this whole concept to include cruelty-free, approaches to management. So tell me what led you to move, along this path, that you wanted not only to produce environmentally safe product, but also that that whatever processes that you have or products that you produce will be cruelty-free. Explain to me how you got along to this particular point.
Right. Thank you for asking me this question, because it's a very important thing to be discussed. Because in the race of sustainability, we are leaving behind the animals, the flora and fauna behind, right? So, and this planet Earth is not just for the humans, it is for everybody, for all the animals, for all the birds, reptiles, for all the trees, plants, everybody. Everybody has a life to live and they should live it fully. We don't have the right to destroy anybody's life, be it a tree, be it a bird or an animal. Okay. How would you feel if somebody tortures you or puts you in a cage, like when it was a lockdown period? We were so irritated by sitting in our own homes. We were not caged. We were sitting in our own houses, which we have built. But it was feeling so suffocating that we need to go out. We need to enjoy. We need to see the nature and we need to see the beauty of the environment and we need to meet people outside. Because that is how the animals also feel when they are caged. And this is how every other uh, bird must be feeling when they are brought into a cage and they are put in a zoo just so that people can see them and make money by animal torture. Okay, we are completely against animal torture and we try to make our business model in such a way that not even a single animal or a species gets tortured or gets damaged or faces any injuries through our processes or through our technology or through even our products. So that is why, because we are in it together, not just humans but mammals also. If these mammals or these animals do not exist, so it will create an ecological imbalance. Okay, so besides considering our climate change, we should consider our animal ecosystem change also, and we should put in significant efforts so that we can revive or restore these species and those species who are facing extinction or which are endangered, like lions, tigers and many more. So we should create a holistic uh, platform or a holistic ecosystem so that they can also live freely and they can thrive along with the humans. That is my take on cruelty free. And this is why we have built the products and our technology in such a manner that it does not damage the ecosystem and does not create any carbon footprints, and it is completely human and animal friendly.
Okay, so thank you for adding that very strong call for the inclusion of cruelty free as part of modern 21st century business values, and your work is very pioneering. And how do you see your work emerging into the future? What pathway or vision do you have for the future for you firstly and your business, right? So I'm getting personal, so let's talk about you. What's your pathway and your vision for yourself as a pioneer in this particular area?
Okay. So my vision for myself, first I'll tell you my vision for myself. This is a very less talking topic in my terms because I deal with a lot of PR and everything. So everybody talks business only. So thank you for asking me my vision. And my vision is very simple: to live peacefully and happily with my parents till the time they are there with me. Because after some time they will, everybody has to go one day or the other. So till the time they are with me, I would love to spend my time and be with them till the time they are alive and with me. Once they pass on from this human life, then I will start looking up to other ventures so that I can build more and more business models, not just cigarette waste management and recycling, but more and more business models so that I can solve more and more problems for the society. Like right now, I am focusing on cigarette waste, but because I love to work for the stray animals and would love to contribute for other species also. So in the coming time, I would love to work for other organizations also, be it NGO for societies who are helping in saving other marine species and land species also. Besides that, my personal vision is to work on building more and more options so that the underprivileged people who don't get the opportunity can also get an adequate and decent work life balance, so that in the coming time, whatever efforts or whatever things that we do will get recognized by the future generations. We are not doing this for our current generation. We are doing it for the future generation so that we hand over a good and a sustainable lifestyle for the generations that is coming after us.
All right. So,
So that is my goal. Yeah.
you've just, given us an insight into, your most secretive passions, which is, family, um, uh, animal life, biodiversity, as you would say, and as well as leaving a legacy, for future generations. So, as part of your legacy, of course, is this whole unique concept of cigarette waste management. Whereas it's very, very niche, it's very unique. So where do you see the business evolving? It's in India. India is the fifth largest economy. You served the United Kingdom, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, and congratulations to the people of India for once again, becoming the economic powerhouse that India once was. Moving on from India, and you're moving into the ASEAN region, over 650 million people. Well, what are your wider plans? Do you want to enter into the North American market, Latin America, European space? Explain to us what's your wider vision and how you want it to evolve. Is it going to be a straightforward, commercial enterprise or cooperative or partnership with others? Explain to us.
Right. So the current till 2025, the main focus is to create a balance between the input and the output of the waste. Right now, we have created a good amount of business and network so that we can have a continuous flow of raw materials. That is basically cigarette butts. Okay. Now, currently in this financial year and the coming 2 financial years, we are focusing on exploring synergies and building collaborations in the final products stage. Okay. So, like, I'll give you an example. If you can give me 1 second, I'll show you the product. Give me 1 second.
Certainly, no problem, Naman. Take your time. As Naman is looking to provide us with one of his products, feel free to leave a message in the chat for Naman, or a question, or any show of support for this particular initiative, because it's just definitely groundbreaking, and I find it absolutely amazing the work Naman has done with his team, a very small team in India, to bring this product to market. So Naman is back with us, Mr. Gupta.
Yeah. So we have built this apple. This is not a real apple. It looks very similar to a real apple. And this is made out of cigarette butts only. If you see, if you can see in the camera.
Yeah.
Plus, we have made a tomato also. So we are trying to create a small items like these. This is a tomato that we have made. This is completely handmade by our women. We have trained them and we have given them the adequate skills. We give them the raw material. This is basically wool. sourced from ethical suppliers, and the inside stuffing is of the fibers, the cigarette butts. So these kinds of products we are trying to build, so that, and this is having a good response in the market. We launched this product recently only. So we are open for building other products also, like if somebody is looking for a specific design. So we have the team, we have the skills, we have everything, we have all the resources to build any kind of design currently. So the reason why I showed you this is that there are endless opportunities, because before us, cigarette waste topic or cigarette waste management and recycling didn't have any future. Okay. But within these 4 years, we have given the cigarette butts so much significance that it has opened doors for so many opportunities. We tied up with one institute recently, with whom we built a fabric, a complete fabric, which is wearable. It is completely anti-allergy, and it can completely give an alternate to the fabric and textile industry. We'll be launching that product in the coming financial year. Right now, it's in the pilot and the early stage phase. So by giving these kinds of examples and by showing these kinds of products, the main reason behind is that even who is looking on this video, or who is listening to us or seeing our work, and if they have any idea, or if they want to put in some efforts or join hands with us in building new and new products using these cigarette fibers or cigarette based materials, then we are open to collaborate. And in the coming time, we are trying to build as many products verticals as we can, so that we can expand our horizons and we can expand our business model to more and more heights. Once we achieve a balance between the input and the output, then we will start expanding and we'll start scaling up, so that right now, like we are doing around 30 to 40 tons per month in India. So 30,000 to 40,000 kgs per month. So our vision by 2025 is to expand our business to at least 10x and reach to 300 to 400 tons per month, so that we can solve this problem at even higher scale. Then gradually, because we started leveraging our business model to overseas market also. Right now we have expanded to 4 countries besides India, and we are open to other nations also, be it European, be it United States, any country. We are a very flexible and a very open company. Whoever wants to help in solving the problem of cigarette butts in their nation, do reach out to us, and we will help you in building a business from scratch, and building a business so that not just you'll be solving the problem of cigarette butts, but you'll be serving the society, you'll be providing employment to other people, and you will be making money, besides saving the environment and solving the problem of the society. Because we are not here for charity. We are a business company, we are a for-profit organization, and I can say that if somebody has some talent or some skills, you should not do it for free. Even if you charge less or more, but you should charge, so that whoever values your time, whoever values your efforts, will be willing to pay for whatever value that you are bringing onto the table. So this is our vision for the coming future.
Right. So, Naman, I know we're coming on to the end of this particular discussion, and I'd like to thank you for taking your time and for describing, your vision for yourself, for your company, where you started, how it's going, your processes, your values, as an entrepreneur and change maker. What we'd like to have you back on this particular conversation, probably in 12 months time, just to see where you are. And I like to wrap up this part of the presentation and hand over to my colleague and wife, Shan Young, to give us a close. Right. So we'll have a chat after this conversation, Aman, but I'll hand over to Shan right now.
Hello, I'm just gonna move the view as well. Wow, you did not disappoint. I've been so excited about you coming for a long time. Hi. So, hey, were you as inspired as me?
Yes.
It's amazing. Yes, we've got John in the room as well. So, yeah, Poppy, what were your thoughts? Because I know you haven't seen this interview either. I'm still excited, and I was there, you know?
Yeah. And just as Dr. Llewellyn James said, what a pioneer and incredible, and how, his, I think as a true leader, today is what we need to see more of this, that there is that ability to, take this responsibility. He said himself that it was a duty. He felt it was a duty. And I really loved that part. And it's really enlightened action as well. I feel like he's really showing the world that this is possible. And like you said, Sean, at the start, we have, this is one person, and his passion comes through, and this enlightened action as a leader to see what can happen, and he himself is like, yeah, it's about a collective, and the openness to collaborate and to share this model and to grow what you can do just from one person's passion to being able to connect with other people and find a practical solution. Like
Yeah.
it's so inspiring, because I feel like a lot of the time you just don't know where to begin, but he's showing us this is something we'd never have thought of, like how
And
to deal with cigarette ends.
putting that into the context of the cooperative. Now, what he started with, I really like when he said he invited like loads of women, I think it was 30 or 50 women, and only one came because they were kind of testing the ground, and then more came, and then more came, right? And at the center, teamwork, and we've got cooperation makes business sustainable as a tagline, because that's what we do at the center. We're saying to every small organization that wants to be a member of the cooperative membership is just together, like it's unstoppable what we can create, and just that uplifting of people who had the skill. They had the skills, like you said, for centuries. They could sew with their eyes closed. It wasn't that they didn't have skill, it was the opportunity had to come to their door because they were women who were in the construct of what it is to be a woman in the world and in that culture. And he took the opportunity to the door, and look what happened when then women got the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? So it's about holding a space where opportunity resides so that people can come and they can outlive their excellence that they already have. And that's what I think the center does, as a membership. That's what we do. And then we have courses that are all based on research. And what happens is some of the profit of the sales of them goes for the cooperative to be able to create that space, create that container, and invite people in. and invite them inside the house of the cooperative and say, look, this is happening, and provide spaces of skill and development and confidence, and until people go, oh, wow, I can be part of the change. I'm no longer feeling isolated and feeling like I'm just one person, I'm just one business, I can't do much, and that's the beauty. And I remember him saying as well about trust, building trust. And we've talked about this in the age of AI. Like, I love technology, and I would so just love to get my little AI avatar, Shaninia, out here all the time, because then I don't need to put makeup on, and I don't need, I could chill out, right? But the reality is, people need to see who they're going to work with, and to build that trust, there needs to be a regular container where things are expected. Like the center's now built a reputation with our SDG learning journey is now UNESCO peer reviewed and Jena Declaration. We've built a reputation now of it all comes from research. It's courses you can trust. It's a community that you can trust, that you trust that they actually care. And it's not about anything but what he's talked about in this. And that's why this is the first video I pulled out the vault, is because it's the human in life and sustainability. And he's done that exceptionally with what he's expanded with these women and with what he's doing. And he's come from such a place of humble, like, relaxedness, So yeah. So what were your thoughts, Shania, if you want to give them?
For me, I would recommend CSA to businesses that are looking to improve their sustainability practices. Um, from my experience as an intern, the team is supportive and genuinely focused on helping organizations
Mhm.
and find practical solutions and relevant resources. They are take the time to understand each business's needs and provide guidance that is tailored to their goals.
Mm. And yeah,
That's yeah.
we have love. And what did you think of Naaman? I'm glad you think all of that at the center, but what do you think of code effects work as well?
Oh, code efforts, just like our skills, yeah, that you can call that code efforts, the thing that we should do every day. Yeah, using just like the task that we did and to um calling leads to book a call, discovery call, like that. That you can call it code efforts.
It's a team effort, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna stop the live stream now. We're here as a center and as an organization. So sustainableaction.net. Come and have a look, see what we're doing, and see how we can support your organization. And also, by purchasing our courses, you support the work that the cooperative membership does to make sure that that container of support and solid education from leaders is accessible by all people who want to access it, all people who want to take action to make this a better sustainable world. Then so by working with us, you're already improving as well your own social impact. So yeah, on that note, see you next month. We have a speaker coming on, and maybe Poppy, you could give a quick rundown of next month's show.
Yeah, so we're going to have next month an incredible woman who hosts a lot of different podcasts, some really interesting content around leadership qualities again. And I think this is the key component to what we're really showcasing here. And so she supports, it's about narrative, supports leaders or I mean, we're all leaders, right? And that's the key. So she's supporting people to be able to confidently speak their narrative, the story that is related to who they are and the skills that they bring, so that their voices are heard in a way and not missed. So a lot of the content really is around bringing these stories forward and having these voices heard. And inclusivity, this is such a big word for what we are sharing here, because all voices need to be heard. And so, yeah, our speaker next month is going to be going into a lot of that. And I really look forward to the confidence that she inspires with hearing all voices that need to be heard. So, yeah,
And
look
John
forward to
is in the
that.
room and he says, yes, Shan. So I don't know if you want to add any more to it before we go, John, or if you just want to be a kitten.
I think I just really want to tell you guys that everything that you say is true. Of course, I
Awesome.
really admire the commitment that the center has. Of course, first of all, for the commitment to to be more to be like a steward for the environment. And that's really something that's really admirable. And I really hope that those small business or medium enterprise will be able to reach them to help them be more sustainable as well.
Awesome. Thanks, John. And on that note, we